Welcome to the magic of materials and technology. I'm Cameron Vick, and today we are going to explore polytetrafluoroethylene, perhaps more commonly known as Teflon. On the left-hand side, we have a scanning electron micrograph of some bacteria being filtered through expanded polytetrafluoroethylene, a slightly modified version of the more conventional polytetrafluoroethylene. On the right side, we have a standard non-stick Teflon-coated frying pan, pretty common in the modern household. So Teflon was popularized by an American organic chemist employed by DuPont, Roy Joseph Plunkett. He was attempting to make new refrigerants, and one day he noticed that a key signal was registered as empty, unusually. So he was curious about this, and he sawed open the bottle and found within an extremely slippery, waxy white material, which he tested extensively and noted many unusual properties about it, such as chemical inertness under extreme conditions, astounding hydrophobicity, and extremely low friction. Within 3 years, the material was patented, and within 7 years of that, it found commercial applications as a valve coat and sealant for pipes storing uranium hexafluoride in uranium enrichment plants. And then by the 1960s, Teflon had become a household name, very popular. So how is it made? Plunkett's synthesis of PTFE actually involved the use of high-pressure iron-catalyzed polymerization of tetrafluoroethylene gas, but modern syntheses don't use this method. Instead, chlorodifluoromethane is pyrolyzed into 2 carbon difluoride radicals, which polymerize into TFE, and then TFE is polymerized into PTFE by a variety of suspension and emulsion techniques in high-purity water with perfluorinated carboxylic ammonium salts. The interesting thing about this is that in both cases the reaction proceeds by free radical chain polymerization mechanism. So they both did the same thing, even 40 years ago. I think a relevant quote on the ubiquity of PTFE by its inventor is as follows: "From stovetops to outer space, Teflon touches every one of us some way almost every day." I think this is very true. Some common household applications are listed below, and there are many, many beyond that. Now, do you notice a common role here? I think that it's interesting to think about how that might relate to its chemical and physical properties. So clearly it has its role as a coating agent and has many desirable characteristics for this, some of which are listed here. But one drawback, which we see at once is an advantage, is that because of the extreme chemical inertness of PTFE, it lacks memory, which means that it is subject to creep, which is permanent deformation due to long-term mechanical stresses. But the creep problem has been addressed by the development of expanded PTFE, which is able to overcome a lot of these limitations of traditional PTFE. That being said, chemical inertness is desirable for pretty obvious reasons in things like chemistry, nuclear physics, and cooking, where you want to prevent other side reactions and keep things pure. And a fun fact about geckos is that because of the fact that the CF bond, the carbon-fluorine bond, is not polarizable at all, because fluorine has a very large nuclear charge and a small atomic radius, Teflon doesn't give rise to instantaneous dipoles, so van der Waals interactions aren't very effective. So the gecko is unable to adhere to the surface. And this principle actually has been extended into the medical field, where tubing coated with PTFE is used since infectious agents struggle to adhere to the surface. Future prospects of PTFE probably include tuning properties, more specifically to whatever application they're needed for, with micro and nanoparticles, more efficient and environmentally friendly syntheses, expansion into other domains, and my philosophy is that it's found 1 million applications already. Who's to say we won't find 1 million more?